Hey, my name is Ashley Lankford. I'm a junior communication studies major from Satsuma, Alabama, and this upcoming year I will be the new SGA President. So I started out as an interested freshman, but not really sure where I wanted to get plugged in. After joining my sorority, some of the girls were like, why don't you do FA? It's just like SGA in high school, but on a collegiate level. And I jumped in there, got hooked immediately, found some of my best friends. Then from that, I was like, let's stick with it, and decided to become a senator for the campus at large. Shortly after my tenure there, I jumped to vice president of communications, led a team of 14, loved all of them. And then after that was like, okay, let's keep going, and decided to become president. Being a servant leader myself and really emphasizing the servant in that part will be very important because, as my dad always says, speed of the captain, speed of the crew. So however I portray myself will be how they hopefully portray theirs. So it'll technically, I guess if you look at it that way, ride on me. So I've been in SGA since 5th grade, as crazy as that sounds. And two, I've been in a lot of different organizations in general, but also it's very important to not only learn that your organization is different, but try not to compare it to other things, because comparison is the thief of joy. I'm sure you've heard that saying a million times. And it really is, and I didn't realize how true that was until very early on in high school, whenever our SGA was not as big as some of the other high schools that we went to. Also, keep in mind, our high school was 700 people from like 7th grade through 12th grade, and other schools had 700 people in freshman and sophomore years. So the comparison there doesn't really make sense if you think about it. And after that experience and realizing you can be great, but you don't have to look like them, your greatness can look very different, and that's okay. That experience I wouldn't trade for the world, because it's really allowed me and empowered me to be where I am today, to go to meetings like the president's meeting I went to and sit there and say, okay, they might know more than me, I guess, and they might have more money to play with, and they might have more people, but that doesn't mean that they're any more qualified or that their organization's better than ours, because I like to say that we're the best one ever. Every day is a new day full of fun new, I like to call my challenges opportunities. So full of fun new opportunities to succeed or to fail. And some days I do fail. I'll just be completely transparent. I mean, there's no point in trying to say that you're holier than thou or that you don't make mistakes. I have this fun office. It's huge. This desk is way bigger than me. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just a college student trying to figure it out as well, and trying to do my best to represent the individuals who put me here, you know? It's individuals who are maybe not necessarily as confident in themselves, but confident in me. And to me, that's as good as having them in my back corner as well. So really making sure that, hey, I'm representing not only myself, but also a large group of individuals who really honestly are looking for someone to advocate for them. Even if you do it wrong sometimes, I think that that's important to know. This sounds really strange, but I really don't watch TV while I'm at school. Like, my roommate has a TV, and that's kind of like a special occasion thing. So, I mean, if we are kind of like as a reward, we'll both sit down and watch a movie together and like have ice cream and stuff, and that's super fun. That's also something that I use to kind of take a deep breath and realize, like, okay, you're in college, like, let's soak it all in. It doesn't always have to be, you know, honors college and schoolwork and a billion other things. But also, too, a big thing that I do is I have a prayer journal. So I am a Christian and a strong believer, and I keep track of my prayers, like writing them down. I'm a communications major, so that kind of makes sense. It falls into place. And also, too, in case you didn't know, I'm kind of all over the place. So writing them down really helps me, like, stay focused, but also to really just get it all on paper. Speaking, I kind of lose track of things whenever I'm praying. I'm sure poor Jesus is tired of listening to me just rant about random things, then be like, oh, squirrel, and go back over here. So writing it down in a journal is really, really helpful. And then the final thing I do is really, like, sit down with individuals who truly care about me and my inner circle and just talk through things. Being not only a listening ear to them, but also knowing for a fact that I have them to sit down and be like, hey, it's okay, you're gonna get through this. Or even, hey, you handled that very poorly, like, let's talk through that. It's also something that kind of relates to community, but is really honestly a major part of my life. I heard about Active Minds last year. I know that y'all started really doing a lot of big things then, honestly. Y'all had kind of been doing some things, but whenever y'all came into my world, it was last year anyways. And Southern Miss really needed someone to turn to and someone to really, like I said, have that person to lean on. And I feel like y'all kind of stood in that gap. SGA really also took a turn and tried to do that. But I like to say that it's okay to empower other people and let them be good at what they're good at. And y'all are very, very good at being the person for someone. And SGA really, honestly and truly could do a better job of pointing people to y'all, which is something that I'm really going to push this year, so be ready for that. But yeah, I think that Active Minds is really doing big things for our community and is oftentimes a group that maybe we don't stress the importance of enough, and is something that I personally will be advocating for more.